Welcome back to Spain. Now Lyndsey's flown in from the UK and joined us for the week. There's loads to fit in, so let's waste no time and crack straight on with things.
Nice to be in Spain.
Last week you saw us welcome Lynds to Alicante.
Hello!
And after a good night's rest we were up before the sun because we had a few hours drive further south and a few extra beaches to check out. Look who's gone and got stuck in the sand. What sort of a rookie drives on a beach and gets stuck? Luckily, waffle boards are on board. Look at that. Ta-da! Right, go forward and then rock it back onto it. Oh, he's only stalled it like a right proper clown. So apart from Nick's little blip on the way in, the park up's good. It's now firm underground and we're happy with this one. This one is a recommendation from James, TravelVan999 on Instagram.
Put the kettle on.
Nice. After a quick cup of coffee, Lyndsey had a point to prove and she insisted she was going to go in the sea. Go on, get your shoulders under. My money's on the fact she needed a secret wee before setting off to look for precious stones. Oh. Honestly, all she does is pick up rocks and crystals, chucks them in the van. Don't worry about the weight.
I brought these up.
But now this is just how many great park-ups there are in just one area. Before tucking in for the night, we decided to roll the dice once again and risk it all just to find an even better one. Yeah, we were feeling so cocky. What a belter we got. Castillo de Messinas. Yeah, I remembered that one.
Pretty magical last night. Sat out and saw a shooting star.
Oh yeah, more stargazing. This is becoming just our thing here. Luckily we've invested in some more comfortable chairs so you recline back and you can probably chill into that. Oh, the sunrise. That warm sunrise set us right up for a great day ahead. But it's in the grounds of what would either be an unfinished apartment complex or abandoned apartment complex that's never going to be finished. With that little castle in there. Apparently a little trade centre I was reading on the sign because the waters are quite deep on the approach into that bay, so the boats could come right up to the beach.
I did my cards today and I got playfulness and it said, let your innocence shine through. So play like a child would. So today,
You're going to
I've
play?
got permission to play all day.
You play every day, babe?
I'm going to play, yeah, I do play every day, but I'm going to really play today.
Turn right.
Who doesn't like the anticipation of what's at the end of a dirt track, eh? This stop is Playa de los Cazadores. There you go, in my finest Spanish. And it's a fine park up. There are a lot of motorhomes. If that's not your thing, don't come in. We had a good feeling about this one. This entire coastline section, we have seen spot after spot after spot of super quiet. You can almost find a little beach area all for yourself if you really want to. So yeah, if you don't want to be with anybody else, there are plenty of other options around it. It is endless. But we want to hang out on this beach today, so we're going to do it with neighbours. So the first beach, actually this one is Playa La Carolina, this way. What's amazing, although there's a lot of people in the car park, it's generally really quiet everywhere. Again, empty. There's all these caves running around the base of the beach. Look at that, there's a mattress in there. It's one way of living, isn't it? But what a view you're going to get that from your front door. There's a few that you can get inside, but half stinker. Sun's going down in it, babe, so she's feeling the cold. Look, the coat's on. We've noticed up on the hillside there's like a ghost town, like a ruin of abandoned houses, so we're going to go and check it out.
Ooh, this looks nice. Well tropical, it's full of palm trees.
How beautiful is this? And we just realised there's a couple of good parking spots out here away from everybody else. This could be an even nicer spot. Just inspecting to see if there's any vehicle access to down here. But sadly, we've just discovered that the actual track that would bring you in, let's spin the camera, is shielded by a gate. What a shame. Thought we were onto a bit of a winner there. That could have been amazing. Oh well, it's what it is.
Good fight. Good fight.
So we've done our one night in this one.
Yeah.
I think it's my favourite so far.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
It might be the busiest we've had so far, but it's been the most relaxing, hasn't it?
I feel like I'm on holiday.
Oh, and then we had about 7:30 this morning, little van comes in, beep, beep, beep. Oh, what's he doing? He's just like coming in to wind everyone up and wake everybody up. But no, turns out he's the local baker that does the morning bread and croissant run.
I've had our croissants this morning.
So actually, if you do want to stay here, you get your supplies delivered. The only thing we're now run out of is milk, isn't it?
Yeah, we need to get some oat milk.
And yeah, the obligatory water. And also, you had the old Bill come driving through every now and again. But again, that's nothing but reassurance. So we rather like that. Of course, we're not criminals.
I found my space.
Yeah, we might have jumpers on, but it's not actually a necessary ingredient this morning. It's blinking hot again.
Oh, it's lovely this morning.
It was just down by the van. We were in the shade first thing, and so I thought, oh, it's a bit nippy, but it ain't.
We've just come for a nice walk up the hill, and we've come into this little, what would you call it?
Yeah, I'll show you. It's like a desert enclave.
But it's like a little heat trap. There's no breeze here, so it's just pure heat.
There's loads of lovely people here as well.
Yeah.
John and your missus, nice to meet you yesterday and giving us those tips this morning on Instagram and places to go. Subscribers and all, which is nice, thank you. Right, we're done with that one.
Yep.
Turns out there's a bit of a surfers beach as well, which we didn't appreciate until we saw the waves this morning on the other bay. But anyway, we ain't got our wetsuits and the water's freezing. It's not going to be feeling like we've missed out. Oh, and it was a nudie beach.
Yeah.
If you are going to come this way, get involved.
Yeah, there was nudie roodies.
Right, we're going to hit Alicante again in readiness for the very, very early start tomorrow morning.
So I decided to book a 6 a.m. flight.
That was a cheap flight, so what can you do? So with Lyndsey already being sorely missed by all, we carried on with our adventure towards Morocco, where we'll be hooking up again for Christmas. But firstly, on to tonight's camp. So apparently this cliff top park up is meant to be well worth the off-road experience to get up to it. It's pretty steep. It's probably not showing on the camera. And apparently it's got signal, given that we've got to do a lot of work. The signal is essential. It was one of those ones where, you know, where you think, oh shit, what have we done when we pulled in? But you commit, you keep going forward. It was getting worse and worse. Bleeding hell.
This is a bit gnarly.
Good morning from a town called Vera, where we have been seeing another vet who has been doing the paperwork for us so we can safely enter Morocco. I think more importantly, safely get the dogs back out of Morocco when we're done. So this is a critical factor to the journey. But anyway, it's taken a little bit of time. A few days were required, so we took ourselves completely off grid. We have found the most amazing park up, but it did take a good 20 minutes or so of off-roading. It did say on the reviews on Park for Night that it's doable in two-wheel drive. I think I'd have to question that if it rained. Not that we expected rain, but it didn't rain. We had perfect weather. But we now have the current issue of removing ourselves from said position. What isn't going to be apparent at all is just how steep and rutted the entrance and the exit to this gaff is. But anyway, we had 2 days of enjoying this view. There is also another vista that way as well. Can you see that? Bloody camera. That way. It has been absolutely superb as a place to stay. Didn't see a soul for days. The dogs have just had a complete free reign of the place. Just let Blue out in the morning. He'd trot around to Luna's van, knock on the door. Genuinely, he would literally put his paws up or he would bark and get Luna to come out. And they'd just been out all day up until the evening, where we were forewarned by someone that perhaps there were wild boar, so don't leave them out and about of an evening. So we kept an eye on them. All was good, but it's time to now tackle the exit. Oh, fucking hell. Bloody hell, they're clanging from behind. Christ knows what's falling out down there.
First bit done.
Yeah, the descent looks far easier. There's a bit of a deep crevicey bit in the centre, but going down's going to be easier. Well, that bit's done, and it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I think we now need to hit Lidl in Vera for some treats. For any of you guys that are watching and you're thinking about doing this and you're wondering about the weather this time of year, it's been positively beautiful. Like, sort of day that you'd have in the UK and think, oh, that's a nice summer's day. Low to mid 20s. It does cool down of an evening, admittedly. Obviously, it's not madly dissimilar as a time zone to the UK, so just being an hour out, but so the sun does come down reasonably early. It means you have to go to bed early and all, but because you're going to bed early, you're up at the crack of dawn and then you get a full day again. It's just lovely. I've seen more sunrises recently than I think I have in years. Also, has to be said, the roads around here are practically empty. Right, you go into the towns, you see a bit of traffic, but on the whole, super empty roads, super smooth roads. Cool, they don't have the old potholes like we do in the UK. So the driving's been nothing but enjoyable, really. Of course, when you've got views as well. Oh, and there's a stretch of road. You're driving towards Carbonaras, and it's one of those well-known test tracks that car manufacturers use to take their new vehicles out and give them a good old blast through some windy roads. You know, those spy photos of the new model, the new facelift, the new shape, you know, and they covered it in camouflage and stick extra bits on so no one really knows what the shape's going to be before it's released officially. I've seen a couple of those cars going by that are clearly being tested. You realise driving it this way that a lot of the sections of the roads are on stilts. Makes you realise just how bleeding high you are. This is not a road to look downwards on. Oh jeez. I don't like the eye bits.
stilts. Oh shit. Oh my days. I don't like this. Just looked the other way. Way too wide for me. Gets you in the ghoulies a bit. I can't film it because I can't look. Sorry. There's a viewpoint coming up. Maybe I can get out there. Hold on. Oh jeez, I just looked again.
Look at that. I'm still shaking. It's way too high for me. I don't know why I don't like heights so much. But if I show you over the edge, there's cyclists as well that hack down there. I had one behind me on the way down. Must have been in my slipstream. Look, there's someone who's hit the barrier. They must have absolutely shite themselves.
Done it, mate. But of course I'm getting old, I can't remember the bloody name of it, can I? I'll have to put it again down this section of my dashboard, which makes a nice frame for the names, doesn't it?
So as well as hitting up Lidl again for supplies, we're going back to the vets in Vera to pick up our paperwork, and I've upgraded Blue's animal health certificate for an actual European pet passport. So he's now officially Spanish. Please be sure to give this video a like, leave a comment and make sure that you subscribe, because there's so much more coming next week as we head further towards Morocco.